already know what it is. Yo, this is my favorite voiceover of all time. It's hilarious to me. Oh my god. Welcome to another episode of Bits of Tea with your girls, Queen Koni and Queen Jeid. That's what's good.
Oh my God. What's up, you guys? What's up, you guys? We are feeling so giggly right now. And so we just wanted to laugh. Like it feels good to laugh. But welcome back to another episode of Bits of Tea with your girls. We are so happy to be back at the table because y'all know we be moving through stuff or whatever. And we gotta talk it out. We gotta like release it. And so we have a really, really awesome episode tonight. We're gonna piggyback off of last week's episode. So if you didn't catch that episode, go ahead and tap into it because you're really gonna see an energy shift. Like the energy of that episode was like dense. Actually, I'll take the voice. The energy.
The energy was dense. Okay, it was dense.
But before we get into the episode, you guys, I want to shout out Sound Mind and Body Wellness. The community is growing. It's growing. It's growing. It's growing. It's growing. And it feels so freaking good. So I want to shout out all of our beautiful clients, new and those who've been rocking with us for some years now. Shout out to everybody. The love is so real. And we are so grateful to be of service to all of you. And so if you have not ever experienced Our Touch, we want to invite you to our practice, which is located 6860 66th Street North in Pinellas.
Yes.
For a new client gift. It is a 30-minute complimentary therapeutic massage on us. Okay.
Yeah.
And you do have to apply for that. So make sure you visit the site. Link is going to be down below so that you can apply and we can get things moving and shaking. You know what I mean? So, yes.
So we're going to try something new tonight too. That's why I
Yeah.
have this lovely whiteboard up here, which I will more than likely be removing. But we're going to try call-ins tonight. So if you guys want to call in, you
Why
have
are you gonna move it?
suggestion. Well, it can stay there. You know what I'm saying? It's cute now.
It's cute.
Right? Yeah. If y'all can see this number, go ahead and do it. But we are going to actually try this call-in thing. So if you guys are wanting to tap in and ask us some questions,
Oh my God.
you could definitely call 321-345-9498. Again, that is 321-345-9498.
Yeah.
All right, we
y'all.
would love to hear from you, and you guys will be live on air. Just let you know.
Live on air.
So come correct.
That's so dope. Like, yo, that's so dope. Y'all don't come to the table, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
shout out to all the listeners too. And shout out
Facts.
to because Bits of Tea, we've been rocking with Bits of Tea for some time now. And it's kind of crazy to think that, we're already in season 4. That is wild. And we started this podcast literally
At the house,
at the house on the floor.
just recording it.
Just hitting record on the phone, like no
Shout out to Anchor.
video. Shout out to Anchor, yes.
Yeah.
And now we here, and it's
Mhm.
just it feels so good. It feels so good to be here still.
Mhm.
So shout out to everybody that just shows love and just tunes in and gives us feedback. Like we
Yeah.
actually appreciate the feedback. If you are tuning into the episodes, you family, comrades, whatever, give us feedback. Like we love it.
Yeah, you know what? We normally only go 11 episodes too, so that's
Right.
probably something that you all didn't even know.
True, we zooming through these
We
episodes.
zooming through them, so we
Damn, I might need a little extra episode.
we
or
might give
something.
some bonus episodes, but we do that for a
Right.
reason. As far as we
Right.
take some time off, let a life happen, so we'll have some awesome content
Yes.
for you guys to tune into. So we normally just go. Was it? Well, hell, we don't even really know, like twice a year. The
What?
11 episodes, like we'll take a break and then we'll come back through. But
That
I don't
may-
even know what that looks like, to be honest with you.
Right. That may
But
change though. That
it
may change.
could.
Like with the evolution, like the more equipment we get and just the evolution of our lives, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shout out to Kiana, our lead therapist. If you're
Shout out,
watching
shout out,
this,
shout out,
like
shout
shout
out,
out to
shout out, shout out.
her.
Facts.
She's amazing. She is our stretchologist. She is so proficient in stretching, and she just incorporates that stretch into her sessions, which is just
It's phenomenal.
Yummy. It's like,
Yeah.
I needed this.
So athletes, y'all ready? Like to come and
Right.
get stretched, to come and get massaged? Yo, let's do it.
Right. Sidebar. So I
Yeah.
worked on a client and
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually did a stretch that Kiana did on me.
Yeah.
Yo, why the client knew that was Kiana's touch
Because she's
based off of the stretch. Like that's how good our girl is. Like
she has a
the
signature
client
touch.
knew that the touch, the stretch came from Kiana. She dead ass was like, "Oh, Kiana teaching you some things." I was like,
Yeah.
she is.
That
Yeah,
was
thank
dope.
you.
That was
It
dope.
was super dope. So
Yeah.
shout out to Kiana. We love you so much. And yeah, like
Trying to see how we coming in. Keep talking.
let's get into the episode. So the topic of discussion for tonight is the art of giving to yourself and overcoming lack energy. Okay?
Absolutely.
Because honey, the lack energy, oh my God, it's taxing. Honestly. It's taxing. Oh, you didn't you okay. Yeah, it's well okay, fine then. But yeah, the lack energy is very taxing. And if y'all feel me on this, please let me know in the comments. Like the feeling of not having enough, not being enough, not doing enough is so draining to the point where like nothing is getting done. Actually, nothing is getting done. Like you're not even able to receive because you're not giving.
Right.
Like you're not doing anything with the lack energy except, you know, entertaining dialogue
Except for
and
lacking.
thoughts. You lacking.
You're not doing it with the lack energy because you're lacking.
You're lacking.
Okay.
So my love,
Yes.
how are you? I'd be asking
Moving
her how
through.
is she, like literally at least, I don't know, probably like at
It's
least 50
appropriate.
times a day. Like
No, it's appropriate and it's definitely
checking in.
appreciated.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Because
Like
sometimes your energy be like, to me, in my own observation, be like, don't ask me that again. Don't ask me that no more. Like I'm not okay.
the funniest thing
But I
is,
still do it
like
anyway.
it's just because like that you're on the receiving end. You're like you don't know.
Right.
So it actually that's not even going on in my head. You know, none
Right.
of that is going on.
Right.
At all, ever.
That's crazy.
So, but you were like, oh, you know, the energy is like, and the energy is really not like that. Like,
it is.
I think it's truly not.
It is not.
It truly isn't.
No, it is though. Look, I was watching a YouTube
Truly
today.
isn't.
I was watching a YouTube today, y'all.
Yeah.
And
she
the Chronicles of Zoe, shout out to her because she's dope. And she was talking about Scorpio energy. And yo, when I say she was like describing you to a T, I mean to a T. And she basically was stating facts on like, yo, your Scorpios are they're so gifted. Like they're mysterious, they're nonchalant, you know, they're direct, they're forward, they're not easily moved. And then on the flip side of that, they stay in their feelings. Like there's so many moods that go on within a Scorpio that not a lot of people understand. And that's why they are like one of the most misunderstood zodiac signs, you know, because of how mysterious you guys are and all that really plays on internally.
Right.
And so when I be, you know, tiptoeing on like how you doing, that's what it is. Cause, you know, the moods and the energy, not really the moods, but
I don't
know.
again, I feel like it's just not a mood. I think it's just more so like you know, it's just the level of you know, life that, you know, a Scorpio goes through. And for some reason,
girl, you're moody,
for some
just
reason,
like a Cancer.
And for some reason though too, like I don't know, like you know, if you're born under the sign of a Scorpio, it's almost kind of like you destined to like run into shit all the time. Because like the evolution has to be like
it's a death.
It's like you die every month.
Yeah.
Like we always joke about that, but
it's real though.
It's seriously true because there's like a ton of layers to you know myself, and it's with everybody else. I try to like not stay so stereotypical to a sign because you know people start drawing conclusions from that. You know, we got to get away from that. Everybody is moody. Everybody goes through things. Everybody has onions and layers. You know, there are specific energies though under those signs that become prominent at times. I'm just gonna clear that up. Yeah, because folks be getting into stereotypes, and then it's so crazy because they be missing out on like real true love because then they're basing like their lives off of like a sign. Oh, I ain't gonna date you, or they'll put a specific sign in a category because they've dated them, and then they stay clear of them. But it's the life process that a person goes through.
Yes, absolutely facts. Absolute
You can get
facts.
with a Scorpio, or a Cancer or Leo, whomever that's had a difficult life, and of course those energies are going to, I'm sorry, those behaviors are going to like show up.
The behaviors, there you
It's
go.
just going to show up. You
It
know what I'm
is.
saying? So because especially if you're not aware of them and
Right.
you still just, running off
Yep.
E. When I say running off E, it's like you're not paying attention to nothing. Like you're not aware. You just robotic at this time and just going through the motions and not
Yeah.
really checking in.
Yeah, that's
So that
like
was a mean
that was
tangent.
I was just about to say that. That was a
Yeah.
mean tangent. But we love tangents. Like we love
So you
tangents.
asked how I am. I'm doing well. Like I just I've been feeling very lethargic and tired
Mhm.
lately. Um
Yeah.
and it could just be again a number of things, expenditure of energy,
Mhm.
vitamins and nutrients,
Right. Right.
whatever, what have you. But I kind of woke up from a crazy ass dream, which I'm still processing. Which I'll, leave that for a later time. But
Another
then,
episode.
yeah, another episode. But before because the next part of this conversation is what I won't bring up because we are going to talk about what happened on last episode. It all ties in. But
Okay.
instead of going there, I'm going to go
To last
to
week.
the last week. But yeah.
True, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a question?
Yeah. You want me to ask you questions?
Yeah, because I said
Yeah.
how you asked me how I am. I'm
You're
doing
doing good.
pretty good. Yeah.
Okay. So last week, you were in the actual experience of the lack energy, right? So I'm just gonna recap real quick. Um, so there was one day where you was like you want to paint the wall, like you want to finish the project on the side of the building, so that because that's what you want to do. There's no
Yeah.
other, there was no other reason other than the fact that that was just what you wanted to do. You
Yeah.
enjoy projects, you enjoy being able to use your hands
Yeah.
and create and to build and things like that. And so here it is, she's got a project that she could work on,
Yeah.
that she wants to work on, and she was stuck in between like I can't do it because I don't have enough, basically, to sum it all up. And so after talk therapy and like literally breaking down the processes of her thoughts and her reframing them, she made a decision. She said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to do it. I'm just
Yeah.
going to focus on the task at hand. That was a revelation that came to her when we was having this conversation. I'm going to focus on the task at hand, and that's it. Like I'm not going to get overwhelmed. I'm not going to try to, create dialogue here and there. I'm going to stay right here and I'm just going to move forward in that. And so once she made that decision, it was concrete. It was done. It was concrete. It was, solid. The
Facts.
very next day came and something happened, like it always happens, and she was triggered and she was dysregulated, meaning, she was out of whack. So the decision that she had made, she was reneging on it. Like she took it back and was like, I can't do it.
Right.
And because she did that, it was such a resistance and a fight within herself, because the whole time Jade, your higher self was like, still, no matter what was going on, no matter what the trigger was, what the dysregulation was about, she was still like, I want to paint the wall. I want to spray the wall with a sprayer.
Facts.
Period. And like she wasn't letting up. Like that decision that she had made the day before, it was done. It was set in stone. But the fight was the decision being made and then the dysregulation happening after the decision being made, and just being in between that. And so that was last week. That was everything that took place last week. And so, what happened after that? Like after the dysregulation, because you was dysregulated for, about a day or two, maybe 3.
She's gonna add maybe 3. It wasn't even that long.
Girl, I don't even be knowing.
Yeah.
I don't even be knowing. But so like what happened after that? Like what transpired after the dysregulation?
Comes the push through. It was the push through.
Mm-hmm.
So the push through was like, first of all, I would say always thank you for, sitting down and then like listening and talking and giving the advice, because
Mm-hmm.
what you basically asked that triggered it was, what does Jade really want to do? Like, what do you really want? I'm like, yo, I want to spray the damn wall. Like I don't want to roll it. Like I'm done with rolling. Okay. I didn't want to roll the paint on. I was like, I want something to get up there real quick.
And you want the
That looks
experience.
good, and I want that experience because I'm always down for an experience. Mind you, I don't know. I didn't know, but I do know now. But I didn't
Ew.
know the first thing about spraying a wall, equipment, what have you. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? But I knew like deep down, like I could do it.
Mhm.
Period.
Right.
So I pushed through, and what happened is I just kept in action. And
Right.
what that looked like was just continuing to look for how I was going to obtain a sprayer, right?
Mhm.
And also continue to look at how I was going to obtain paint.
Right.
Mind you, the way I move, folks would make it seem as if I'm trying to be cheap or frugal. No, that's not it at all. What it is I present myself with opportunities to be able to do things, you know, that expends my energy in a different way, which is instead of monetarily all the time, is like, how else would I be able to utilize my energy? Right. So the client came in.
This shit is fun what she does.
So a client had come in, I love this dude. He's awesome. And I just was like, what's the harm in asking?
Right?
What's
It was
the
a
harm
party
in what's
member.
the what's the harm in asking? So I was
Right.
like, hey, yo, let me ask you a question. Do you gotta happen to have a sprayer? Because he does, the maintenance contract work. Yo, he was like, yeah, I got a sprayer.
Word.
Oh, let me hit the button real
Word.
quick. Right, yeah.
Right.
And I was like, all right, dope. He was going through his process. Like, he's been there in the garage for a while. He don't know if it works, whatever, what have you. But yo, you can come through, you can grab it, whatever. In my mind, I'm like, yo, I just obtained a sprayer. I didn't have to buy one because I didn't need one, to purchase because I'm not doing big jobs all the time. And then renting, I was like, I really just didn't want to rent either. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like
You
at the end of
could've,
the day,
right.
I could have, but then there's restriction. There's not a lot of flow in that because there's a time frame, right? So when you
Yeah.
go and grab, when you're renting, it's like you're going to grab it. You got to drive back to your place. Time is ticking. You know what I'm saying? So you trying to figure out things, and no. So that was restrictive.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, he was like, boom, 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 boom. There you go. All right. So I got my sprayer.
Uh-huh.
The next thing is paint. Y'all already know stuff is through the roof. Like, it's ridiculous for paint. Okay. $80 a gallon if you want to get a
A good
5
paint.
gallon for good paint. Okay, mind you, not
No cheap shit.
but good paint,
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, like, I'm not trying to do this either. Like, I'm not trying to like pay $60 for some paint. So here I go again into action, because once you go into action, I feel that, the portals of the universe open to you.
They do.
Right.
Yeah.
So then still moving into action. And my favorite place, y'all, I'm not even gonna lie, is Facebook Marketplace.
Oh my gosh.
I absolutely
What?
love
It's
Facebook
lit.
Marketplace
It's
and
lit.
offer up all of them. But
All of it.
Facebook is my go-to.
Those movements are so fun to
Yeah.
watch. You do.
Yeah. And then next thing I know, like, boom, I'm just coming up on, some guys who have recycled paint. So shout out to the House of Paint. Real quick,
Yes. Yes.
yo,
Shout out to
AJ and
fam.
them, man, you guys came through.
And
So
wifey.
cool. Absolutely. So if you guys ever need paint, dude is expert in what he does.
Yeah.
He used to work for, the Williams, the Sherwins. And yo, he's like,
Wealth
he's
of
taken
knowledge.
off. Yo, wealth of knowledge, knows everything about paint. And you know what? Stand up, dude, go out above and beyond, and that's the type of people like I
Yeah.
rock
It
with, because
was
I would do
awesome.
the same thing. Customer service through the roof,
Through the
right?
roof.
Same here. You're going to get the same treatment here,
Yeah.
and that reciprocation felt so amazing. Yo, I got 2 gallons of premium, amazing
Premium top
paint.
tier.
The stuff washes off when it rains,
Cleans itself.
cleans itself for $30.
Yo. And a free sprayer. Y'all, do y'all hear this? So she made a decision. And as soon as she made that decision, the universe made it happen. She didn't have to pay for anything, really. Like, it just happened.
So the wall got painted for $30, and they put it on Instagram, was shouting it out or whatever. But yeah, it was my first time spraying the wall. I'll mind you, this is some little hiccups were in between it as
Oh,
well.
yeah,
So I'll give
always.
that little story. So boom, I got the sprayer, I'm getting it back,
Uh-huh.
shout out to, just the wealth of knowledge that is on the internet as well. You know what I'm saying?
YouTube
So I'm
University.
telling you. So I just looked up the exact model, what it is, and I chimed in, laser focus, and boom, watched the video. Boom, I already knew how to like work the machine. So I get it all plugged in, get it ready to go. Gonna prime it, you know what I'm saying? Take the water through it, make sure the lines is clean.
Mm-hmm.
Turn that bad boy on. It ain't working. It ain't working. Mind you, in the midst of this, I'm not getting frustrated because I always know that I'm going to figure it out or something's going to give. I don't even care. It's just the act of like, it's going to work. So here I go,
Right.
Googling once again, problems with priming. So I looked it up. Okay. So I didn't even know the half of what the language they was using. So what I did, I went and grabbed my wrench. Okay. I grabbed my wrench. You know what I'm saying? And then I just started tinkering with stuff, taking stuff apart, blowing it out, doing this, put it all back together. And mind you, she's beside me, painting the cinder blocks, right? So she sees the struggle.
I do.
But in my mind, I'm like, yo, this is gonna work. But while I'm saying that, she's also,
yeah, I'm ESPNU like energy because I'm like, okay, this is gonna work. But then because you was tinkering with it like back and forth for a little minute, and it was just like, okay. And that last tinker that you did before you cut it on, I literally in my head said, Jade, command that shit to work. And as soon as
it
she hit
turned
the on
on.
button, it turned on.
And then the water started going through the pump, everything. I cleared them lines up, like, I'm like, all right. And then I was like, okay, big up, thank you, for that little bout of energy. And that was all she wrote.
all she
that
wrote.
Damn wall got painted.
When I say she painted that wall, she painted. I mean, she sprayed that wall. It looks phenomenal.
Yeah, so it's bright white. You know what I'm saying?
Clean.
So, yeah, the next thing is, getting some graphics up as
I'm
well.
excited.
So yeah,
Hot Girl Summer Loading. Y'all already know what it is. What's good? You know what I mean? When y'all fly through to the crib, y'all gonna be able to take y'all little pictures and stuff. We're gonna have a little grass turf. It's gonna be a vibe. Stop playing with me.
Yeah,
Stop playing with me.
yeah.
It's
So we
gonna be
got
a
some
vibe.
work coming. You're not gonna reveal that right away, but
Right.
I can't wait until the projects get started so we can get it done. Like, I'm excited about it. I've been wanting that wall painted for a while. But we're gonna have an outside, area that really is conducive for people just to come and chill,
relax.
Yeah, we're gonna have because we get the east sun and the west sun on our side of the building. We actually are gonna have awnings and stuff like that too. But it's spruced up because we definitely want to end up doing, which we've had before, is like really some vendor nights just to have a good time. People come through, see the space, what have you, and just have a good time. So
yes, I'm happy that you brought that up because we are actually planning it's not our first, but it's going to be our first official market because we're going to have recurring markets. And the whole objective is going to be networking and supporting one another. And I'm super freaking excited. We wanted to host last year, or maybe the year before, an event that was already planned and everything. It was called Child's Play, where we invite adults to come and play so that we can activate that childlike spirit. And we can just have a good time and get on that frequency of fun, right? Because sometimes when we on the process towards liberation, that shit could get not fun real quick, and we get stuck in not having fun, and we just take everything so serious, forgetting like, yo, this is just an experience. Like, we can create how we want to do things.
Facts.
And so with the vendor night out, I want to do the Child's Play for that first market, and you guys will have all the information on that. We will be looking for vendors. And it's going to be a vibe. Honestly, every single time people come through to the space, it's like spirit just be blessing everybody. Like, real talk. For my birthday, we had an event here, and it was awesome. I had some amazing vendors come out. Everybody ate. Like, everybody made money.
did.
Everybody made connections. Some people, made the most they've ever made at a show in our building, in our space. And that's a big deal. So we already know the energy, the vibrations here, and what we've created is so high. So whoever chooses to rock with us on these vendor nights, y'all are literally like, spirit is going to bless you so much because this is the intention that, like, we're blessed. So it's going to happen.
Yeah, and I enjoy it, man. Yeah, I'm excited too. So,
yes.
For the new wave. But yeah, so we're creating, still finishing. Because that's the theme.
We set the intention.
That's the theme, is because everything, when you see things here, some things you're like, you when you are an entrepreneur and you are building this with no funding,
no capital,
um, you get things done quick as fast as you can so you can start serving the people. You know what I'm saying?
You got to become resourceful.
Yeah. So, you do what you do, you get open, and then as time goes, as things begin to build, then you begin to be like, okay, now I can change this out. I could do this. I can do that.
Yeah.
And
Start to
then it
reinvest.
starts to reinvest and things look even like more
Oh my God.
amazing.
Every time, from day one, it has been amazing in here. Every time you come, it's something new, it's something different. And we were joking. I remember before we even got in here, we were joking around and I was like, yo, I wouldn't be surprised if every single time I came in, it's something new. Like I'm gonna get surprised every single day. Because one, I love surprises. Two, she's an interior decorator, general contract. She's everything. Like she's literally my everything. And she has it in her. She loves to do this. It's an act of service, which is an act of love.
Yep.
And I'm all about it. I'm all about that. And so it's like that in real life. And I love it. Every time I walk through, I'm like, damn, like where did this come from? Like, when did this happen? And it's so fun. It's so fun.
It's truly an experience for me too. I like, being able to revamp, change things up, and then also, the same when it comes to just everybody, like our priority members and people that come through. They now look.
Yeah, they looking for something new. They're like,
ooh, this is new. I ain't seen that before. Okay. So it become now everybody's like waiting to see.
They expecting it. They expecting a surprise.
What's going on the next time I go in?
Right.
And it's subtle things too. Some things aren't very major. They're subtle. And then like, yeah, I got a rack in this bad boy now. You put your clothes up, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just different things at different times. But yeah, so that's what I was moving through last week. Koni called the episode dry. I was cracking up. Girl, but it really wasn't dry. It was not dry. It was actually I just woke up, but the conversation, because I go back and look at us, it was very good.
It's always good.
It's very good.
It's always good. Yeah. Because it's real.
Yeah.
Like,
so
we really be moving through this shit real time. Like,
yeah, and it's just breaking down like the limitations that we've already had, been instilled and conditioned with. It's just like you can't do this unless you have this. I don't know anybody else that's been in this. Like I'm counting this one out, okay? Because she ain't never had a job. That's what I'm gonna say. But those of you who know
corporate,
those of you who know, like your parents would instill in you, when you leave a job, you better have one.
Yeah,
right after.
That was not my
and don't go weeks, without getting one. So that's the the conditioning and stuff, and the limitations and that you're born under. So when you, as me, my first time being an entrepreneur, I can say, I guess Koni's been an entrepreneur, for her whole entire life. And she has worked. Yeah,
I have. I've been working since 12.
She's worked, but I'm talking about
corporate,
actually in a place for some years. Like that's not
ever
that's not what it is. But at me as an entrepreneur, this field is completely different. It's really like
that shit real.
Yeah, like lean into like ups and downs. Like, you have no idea what the hell is going on. You basically need to go ahead and embrace the unknown.
You have no clue what you're signing up for, fam. Trust and believe. But if you feel the call in your heart, do it. Like I'm not, I'm encouraging you to go forward with whatever you feel on your heart. However, like entrepreneurship is definitely not for everyone.
No.
Even like for me, like I'm good off of the entrepreneurial spirit. I honestly just want to be me. I just want to be who I am authentically and express however way I feel like expressing, and then
have those creations
and receive from all of that. Like the entrepreneurship, I'm good off that.
This is a sidebar, but it does go along with the conversation. I was sitting here thinking like, damn, like no wonder like people are hiring, because everybody want to be a boss.
Well, who want to work for somebody?
But that's no.
Let me stop.
No, are you kidding me?
Let me stop. Because sometimes I be wanting to work for somebody. I'm like, sis, I like need a job.
No. Because like I say this because I'm not saying that everybody doesn't aspire to be, something, but there are companies. There are other people that companies and places that you can merge with, that you're going to be treated the best, that you're
Yes.
going to have, the
Yes.
understanding, not taken advantage of. That's a different. But if you are looking for like a community and or a family to grow with and a company to be with, they are out there.
Yes.
Okay, because there's some people that are actually looking for that, aka us, all the time, and when in regards to building a team and building a
Right.
family. So yes, there are times like, reach out to other companies and things like that if you are wanting to, you know, handle, the back house systems and you're really good at that or whatever. Get a part of a company. Get a part of
Yeah.
it. So yeah, it's to me, it's like, wow, everybody like when the pandemic, everybody want to be their own thing, because I understand the uncertainty and the validity of businesses, during those times. But yeah, like
Yeah, I think also too, I feel like more people are getting activated in ways that they've never been activated in before. So they're receiving downloads, they're having, more creations come to
facts.
them and they're inspired and it's
Mhm.
like they have hope within themselves or beliefs in themselves. I think activation is what's going on. Is why a lot of jobs are hiring because people are starting to look within and be like, "Yo, I'm actually worth something. I'm actually valuable. I actually have a
Yes.
skill set. Like I actually have something to offer that, I can receive, money from." Like I think that's what's going on. It's a beautiful thing to be honest.
Yeah.
And to say like Sound Mind and Body Wellness, we've restructured our company and how we want to move forward. And so we came to the, realization a while ago. We just didn't understand how it was going to actually play out because when you ask for something, you don't know what it is. You never had before. So this was something that we actually discussed a year or two ago, but now it's actually here and it's like, oh, this is what this is. And so basically, we don't want any employees. We literally don't want any employees. We want partners. So we want therapists who are already established, who already are in their niche or discovering their niche and want to collaborate with what we have going on. And it's such a beautiful flow because it's a win-win. Not only will you be of service to our community and vice versa, but you can also have the opportunity to, you know, have your like what's what I'm looking for. Also have the
So
opportunity to expand your
yeah,
own reach,
that's
right?
it.
Like with your own private clients and with your specific niche and what you do. And
Right.
so we're looking for partners. And we have one now. She's our lead. She's amazing. And we're looking for 7 more.
Facts.
Okay, so if you are a facilitator, you're a healer and you are in the realm of therapeutic massage and you have a beautiful niche and you're just starting out and you have a few clients and you would like to expand your impact and your money, we would definitely want to have a conversation with you because what we've built is just truly phenomenal and it feels so good and it's just an opportunity for everybody to grow and to reach the top together.
Essentially,
So
you are your own
you are
boss.
your own boss with
Okay,
with
yeah,
structure and
with
foundation. That's the
mhm,
best thing.
yeah, you
And
are
no
your
overhead.
yeah, you are your own boss. You are your own, everything. It's I think that's just a
It's brilliant.
phenomenal thing.
It's brilliant. Like we want to cultivate leaders. We want to cultivate, the number one therapist in the Tampa Bay area. We want to cultivate people so that you can be activated and discover more of who you are and get paid for that shit.
Yeah,
Real talk, because it's not hard. It's not
yeah.
hard at all.
When you come together, like when you come together, you have a
Yes.
common um what do you want to I wanted to say like ability, but that's not what I wanted to say. But when everybody collectively is on the same page,
Yeah, we can move faster.
all can move together and utilize that momentum for
Mhm. Oh
everybody
yes.
to eat.
It
Okay.
spills over.
And that's just what it is. Okay. So yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was beautiful. That was
Yeah.
beautiful. What so going into the topic, right, of like giving to yourself, I felt like the biggest thing in your transformation was realizing that you hadn't been given to yourself. And that was really the core root of the
It's a core
issue.
root of a lot of things.
It's the core root of a lot of things. You haven't been giving to yourself. You've been giving to everyone else and everything else outside of you. And that was the issue. It's like you've become so aware. You and I have become so aware of the things to do. And it's like when we don't do it, it slaps us even harder in the ass because it's like, yo, we know the problem and we know the solution. So that just transitions so seamlessly into the topic of like the art of giving to yourself. And what is that, what does that look like? We've been putting ourselves last for so long that many of us we have never even imagined what giving to ourselves could even look like. And if you are feeling like you're not receiving, it's because you're not giving enough. Shout out to Marley, one of my
Shout out.
first mentors and business coach. Yes, because she showed up. Yes, she showed up with the word and she just shared a perspective about the exchange of giving and receiving. And so what she explained was that, you know, there's a difference between giving with expectations and giving like from your heart, like just to give. And so if you're giving with expectations, meaning like you're giving, but you're expecting something in return, that is more like getting and taking. And
Yeah.
so, the biggest takeaway for me was that I need to start giving more to myself because I give a lot in community. I give a lot in service. I give a lot to those around me. However, moving through my own shadow work and healing, right? There's times where just I haven't given to myself in ways that I know I could. And I'm feeling the responses of that. And so just recently, after that what I heard her speak about, I just made a decision in my head, like, yeah, like that's like what am I not giving, enough of? And I really had to think about it because it wasn't in the forefront. I wasn't really still even in that moment thinking of myself. I'm like, do I need to give more content? Do I need to give more email campaigns? Do I need to show up more on social media, lives? All these things. And like spirit literally, I felt it. It was like, yo, you do not need to be on social media more. Like you don't need to be showing up on social media more. You need to be showing up for yourself more, right? And what does showing up for yourself look like? And for me, it's really being intentional with the time that I spend with myself, really investing in myself, like with breath work and moving my body. We started working out again. It's hard. It's always hard in the beginning, but it's it's a part of my nourishment. Like I need to do it. Like, you know what I mean? Um, Saying no also is a form of giving to yourself. Is there something that you just don't want to do because you'd rather do something else for you? That's giving back to yourself, saying no. So I've been doing that. I've been more intentional with myself and giving energy back into myself. And y'all, today I had such a phenomenal day. I had such a phenomenal day because this transition is happening for me right now. Like yesterday, I integrated with some exercises that will position me to give energy back to myself. And today I was so energized. I had a full day of bookings. I sold a package. I myself feel activated and I'm just like, wow, like I could have been doing this. It's all a part of the process, but I'm realizing how much more important it is for me to give to myself so that I can receive, what my heart feels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a good one too. So yeah, I think like for me, I was thinking about as you were talking, I was like, well, in what ways, like, I was thinking the opposite. So what ways have I, just always been, giving outside of self? And I would say it just becomes from the indoctrination of
Mhm.
religion as well. It
Mhm.
just, expending everything outside of yourself, it's
Right.
like it teaches, never to, honor yourself. It's
Right.
always when you get up in the morning, honor something outside of you.
Mm. That's the big one.
It's not waking up in the morning like, yo, thank you, thank you, period. We made it another day, what have you.
Mm.
Um, but for me, yeah, like everybody probably, gives to others as we see, like constantly giving and giving and giving, and then feeling as if, there's depletion and,
Mhm. Yeah.
you're it's that overworked and underpaid feeling.
You burnt out, sis. You're burnt out.
You burnt out, yo. So yeah. That's
You burnt
exactly
out.
what it feels like. It's like running with your cup really empty, or running with like motor oil in your car for 5 years and
Barely
you ain't
running.
changed it. And it's turned into sludge,
Mm.
at this time. Like that's the type of stuff
That's what
that it
happens.
is. And then as time goes, for me in my experience, like I've learned that, like, I would have or begin to like just cover things up or mask things up,
Mhm.
or get, a little upset, when it's like, yo, I'm doing all of this, but it's not for me. I'm doing it for other people. And I would
Mhm.
say, because of that, what that ended up turning into is, because I'm doing so much, I'm
Right.
expecting things in return, but I'm not asking for them. I'm not asking for anything in return. I'm not
Right.
like writing anything down and having discussions about it. It just starts to build up, and then
Mhm.
that build up, because again, the voice, you're not speaking, I'm not speaking out,
Mhm.
begins to turn to resentment. Like, I don't
Mhm.
want to do this for you because I'm not getting that response that I was expecting back. But I
Right.
also have to realize, like, yeah, this is a fucking habit that is just, I'm so tired of it,
Right.
because, I am of service to everything else but myself, right? And it puts me in a position that I'm not sure how to navigate through. Like, I'm not sure what
Mhm.
giving back to myself even
Looks like.
really truly looks like
Right.
for me.
Right. Right.
Because I've been so robotic in movements and giving and giving. Like, I mean, I've given so much, like, it's ridiculous. Like, I've told her stories of the things. It's quote unquote
It's ridiculous.
material or whatever. It's energy.
It's
Like,
ridiculous.
she'd be like,
It's ridiculous.
"What? Like,
what?
what?"
Girl.
And I'm like, "Yo, for real. Like, I just,
Never
I'm not
again.
doing it. Like, I don't feel like going through the mess. It's just like, fucking, like, I just leave it alone."
Yeah.
So yeah, as time goes, it begins to,
Mhm.
like, these feelings begin to come through again, and I have to
Right.
stop and analyze, like, what is it that's going on, because it's shifting. Things are shifting inside, and I
Mhm.
feel it. And it's like nobody has done anything, but I'm doing it.
Right.
I'm the one doing it.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what is it? So I find myself now, engaged, and, in a relationship with my wife. And, you know, I'm I'm really seriously trying to find a way of, like, what that even looks like. My
Mhm.
solution is always like, I need to be by myself for like 3 months. And I say that, because that's
She
what it
do.
looks like to me. Like, he's like, "What do you need?" I need to be. I just throw out a number, you know. And I say that because, um, I'm gonna I'm gonna put this on myself, and it's just,
Mhm.
I feel now, you know, that I had not allotted enough time and space to dedicate, the things that
Unsolicited time.
unsolicited time
Yes.
with myself. Okay. I don't,
Mm.
this is not a I regret type of situation of being in a relationship. No, it's now, it's like I actually do have somebody that says, do what you want, do what you need, but I still, in the back of my mind is like, I don't even know what that looks like. Well, like,
Right.
what do you want? Maybe I need to be by myself for 3 months. I don't know, because I don't know, because, because I have been of service to other people for so
You've
long.
been
And
in a
it's like,
pattern.
I can't fully give to
Right.
Coney and or Kimura,
Right.
because I'm still like, something's not, I'm still doing it. Like, I'm still giving, because in my mind's eye, in a relationship, when you're in a relationship with somebody, there is
Mhm.
some expectations of, okay, if we're together, there are shared responsibilities, and this, that, the third. That's what happens.
Mhm.
And, and I'm
Right.
always the one that's like, yo, like, is it gonna fall apart? Is things gonna, and it's like, no, bitch, and this stuff ain't gonna fall apart. Like, you're gonna be
It's crazy
fine.
too.
Life is gonna be great.
Right.
But yeah, like, and that's what it is for me. Like, I realize like some or most, if this could be all of the core things that are going on with me, and these like shifts, and I'm gonna call them shifts. And these are not moody shifts; they're just shifts that just like, ugh, like what is it? And it's me realizing like, oh, I'm not doing nothing for me at all. There's because to be honest with you, I'm not feeling it, y'all. Like there's some days I just don't want to do nothing. Why? Because I've been doing shit since I've been 12, 13 years old. I've been working in tobacco. Like I worked in tobacco at 12 and all the way up until I was 15. Then had my first fast food job. And then ever since then had a job, had a job, had a job, had a job.
Right. And so can I like
Interject
cut in?
anytime.
Okay. So when going back to what you just said, like you feel like it's gonna fall apart sometime, that's how you know it's a behavior, it's a pattern. Like you've been in a pattern for so long that you're feeling as if you took a day off or if you just, fell back from some things that everything will fall apart, forgetting that like, yo, before you came into my life, I was a single mother. Like I was handling everything, already. And so it's like,
But it was hard.
yeah, it was
And I
it
think
was
for
hard,
my
but
life, from my perspective,
uh
I also want it to be easy and I don't want it to be hard because at the end of the day, like that's just like my love too. Cause it's like, well, you've
yeah.
had a hard, difficult life because you talk about it and it's like, it's hard.
Yeah, it is.
Especially moving to a completely different space than what you're used to and having no family and then having a
Mhm.
child. Of course it's hard. Normally people just stay where their family is. You didn't.
Right. Right. And so yeah, like it's just the old pattern that you've been uh immersed in like all your life, and so now you're just reframing the behavior, and you're in a beautiful position to ask yourself, what does giving back to myself look like? What is that? Because if you were alone for 3 months, what would you do?
Oh man, I would wake up whenever I wanted to. I would be of service just to myself. Like I would cook for myself, on a daily basis. I would probably try to make up all types of different like meals and like figure out things. I know that I would be heavy at studying. Like my attention's not on anything but what I want to do. So I would definitely be researching because I love to research. I love to know like metaphysically like how people think, what the world does without
Uh-huh.
distraction. I would definitely, I know that I would get some alone time. I would learn new habits of, meditation and how that looks, what that looks like without having to, nothing. When to me unsolicited time would be just that. I would be doing all types of stuff. I'd probably be making
So
up things, inventing things, like who knows,
right.
because I'm just saying being able to condense all that's in my head and then concentrate on it and then put it out and just
So
do
that's the
it,
thing. Like, so
then
if you have ideas of what it is you would do if you were alone, by yourself for 3 months, it's like pull from those characteristics and those aspects and integrate with it in reality and now where you are now.
that's
There's
difficult.
well, it's difficult if you say that if you choose if you
I'm not
choose it to be
choosing
difficult,
difficult. I'm not choosing
it will
difficult,
be.
but I'm not okay. uh, Who chooses difficult?
Well, it's an
Who
unconscious thing that we all do. We
who
all
chooses
we
difficult?
all we all do. It's an unconscious thing. It's
No,
just
this is
it's a
conscious to
belief.
me though. Like it's not a belief. Like
It's a
it's not a
belief.
belief. The belief of my look, it's not a belief for me. I To me, it is
But you
what
said
is.
practice meditation. You named a couple of things that it's like, oh, like, okay, like you could do that. You could do that now. Like you don't have to be alone for 3 months to do some of the things you just named because I've seen you do it before. That's all I'm saying. Like I've seen you doused in research. I've seen you meditate. I've seen you build things. I've seen you, do certain things that you just named that you would do if you were by
But then
yourself.
then having to cut it off because we're trying to figure out who's going to cook dinner. We're cutting it off because we're trying to figure out who's going to go pick up Gamora. We're
Mhm.
cutting it off because we got to figure out who's good, what's, the clients, who's coming in, who's got this. Cut it off because we got to do laundry. Cut it off because so what I was saying was it is difficult when you're in a container with, your
That's true.
partner and there are extracurricular things that has to get done, right? because we over here looking at each other, who's gonna do what? Because she'll be immersed, and she's looking at me, and I'm immersed, and we both like, okay, well, shit, we both need to stop doing what we doing then, and like tend to the situation at hand. You see what I'm saying? So it's never unsolicited time.
True.
Ever.
I feel like you can create that though, like, because you're in an open relationship. You're not in a relationship where there's any, like, I don't have no holds on you. You don't have no holds on me. It's just open communication. So it's like, I get what you're saying, because I definitely had the time to be by myself and to do the things by myself without having to worry about anybody else except for my child. But I feel like even in our container, that you could still experience that, maybe not in the capacity that somebody else would, who, if they were single, but you could still experience that in a way that will support your nervous system, that you can actually start to give back to yourself. It's just having open communication and talking about it and planning or creating it. I don't know what it looks like for you either, but I'm willing to support you in it. I'm willing to discover what it is for you. But if you're choosing difficulty, if you're choosing to like be hard about it, I'm not saying you, I'm just saying in general. Like, I'm saying you as in general. If you're choosing, and when I say choose, it's an unconscious thing. It's like the first response is old identity. The first response is always going to be what you know, which is familiar, which is it's going to be hard because I don't see no other way out. I don't see no other way. I'm in it. I'm in the actual experience.
And these are for people who are unaware of it, but I'm speaking from the fact that I'm aware of it. I see it. And what makes it difficult is that there are outliers that prevent unsolicited attention to self.
Yeah, this
bottom line. I'm not choosing difficult. Maybe that's not the right word. Maybe that's not the right word, but I feel restricted maybe.
So how can you, so let's settle it, because I don't feel restricted, obviously, for obvious reasons. I had my time alone
because everything is done.
Everything I already, what do you mean?
I do it.
What do you mean?
You ain't got to worry about a lot of things, yo. Like, you really don't.
Neither do you. Neither do you. Neither do you. Neither do you. Like, if there's something, okay, so what she's talking about is like, you're strong AF. So like, yeah, and you're good, like, with building and mechanical, like, you're good, you have tools that, yeah, I may not have.
Country girl.
So you're a country girl. You coming with those things, you know what I'm saying, with those skill sets. That's all gravy. But when it comes to like running the business, taking care of it, Kimmy, all these other things, mama, I've been doing it before you, so I'm still doing it now. It's not like I'm a deadbeat mom and I'm just over here just lollygagging and you doing everything, because you're not.
You said that.
You really
I didn't.
not.
You said that. I didn't.
You not. So if there's like, let's find a resolution. You know what I mean? Like, and y'all, if y'all have any suggestions, if you are also, in a relationship with someone and you feel like, there's no time for self and you figured it out, let us know in the comments. Like, share your perspectives, because this is a real thing that we're moving through, and I want to be of support. Like, I want you to not feel restricted. I want you to start giving back to yourself in the ways that you want to give back to yourself.
Excuse me.
In the best way that you can with the situation that we are in. I mean, unless you want to leave the relationship, you want to really
always be wanting to dip. I'd be like, I'm out. It's terrible.
It's terrible. I don't know how many more of those you got in your pocket. But unless, you really want to do that. And if you really want to do that, you can at the end of the day.
I know.
You could definitely dip out and leave. And, leave me, leave Kimmy, leave the community, leave your clients, leave Coco Me Crazy. You can leave all your creations if you want to.
But okay, so
if that's what you want to do, if you feel like that's the solution, it's definitely something you could do. But if you want to find a solution, that's what I want to do. Like, let's try to figure out ways of how we can support Jade.
Right. And that goes to show you, like, I get what you're saying about community and stuff like that. But I always think of it as if it's it sounds so shitty, y'all, but this is me. Like, it's if it was an experience, like, if I was not able to have, if we ended our our go, like,
if we ended what?
Our go, like our relationship, us.
Oh, okay.
If we ended that, I'm gonna feel away, yeah. But I'm also going to look at it in such a much more mature way, because again, relationship for 15 years, I'm looking at it in a different way. I'm looking at it as like not a loss. I'm looking at it completely as a gain. Like I'm not attached,
Well,
if that makes
so that's
sense.
what I'm saying. Like that's on you. Like I'm good. Like you know what I mean. Like how I feel in the relationship. If you are feeling like you leaving the relationship is going to support, you giving back to yourself, and you're not attached, then I have no choice but to support you in that.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Is that the solution? Let's just like let's we want to know. The people want. Is that the solution for you? Is you
That was
leaving the
that
relationship
no,
a
and that
thing, an option?
well, that was how I had felt before, and I said no. So, but that's what this feeling does, like of wanting to give back to myself
Mm-hmm.
and splitting myself in multiple different ways so that I'm getting pieces of myself and then everybody else gets to enjoy that as well. But I don't feel, even though it comes up, like I know that's not the solution. I just don't have any other solutions. I feel like I don't have any other solutions on
And
how
that's
to,
how a lot of people
and
feel,
that's
probably.
really what it is. Like I feel like in order to get unsolicited time with myself, then a relationship is not what is needed at this point in time, right? Then, and that the reason behind that is like, if say for instance I did want to take off
Mm-hmm.
3 months, I feel that me coming back after 3 months, and knowing that I'm in a relationship, and I'm saying I feel, of course I wouldn't know, is that the dynamics of the relationship more than likely would change and probably evolve on as when I come back. I wouldn't know,
We wouldn't know until it
but when I,
happened.
it's like coming back, it would just kind of be like, oh, but I've been doing this, that, just all types of different things, and I'm all good and Gucci. And then the next thing you know, like, shit just hits the fan.
That's a dialogue that you're creating, because it could also
I'm,
go another
I'm just
way.
saying, I
Yeah.
just said I don't know how it would go, but I'm
Right.
like, I always come up with the worst case
Exactly.
scenario first because I would rather have the worst. I'd rather have the worst case scenario and to be set up for the worst case scenario and then be surprised that the scenario wasn't
And see, and
the thing.
that's the tricky part, because we are creators, and so yeah, we can have the worst case scenario preparing ourselves and then get the pleasant surprise, but we could also create the worst case scenario and actually experience the worst case scenario, because that's the thought and the dialogue and the energy that you're holding in your head.
Well, that just that would just prove the theory to be true.
What theory?
Like if coming back and what I had prepared myself for, but because the thing is, we're definitely creators. Like our Heka is able to do that. But I feel like also the universe is like, you don't know everything. And then has a tendency to throw the wrench in when you feel like every time you feel like you know something, the universe is like, you don't know. And then it reveals itself as so. So that's also just to break that aspect down. So it doesn't mean like I'm holding true or I even have like feelings towards it. Cause T beaming it, having the emotions, this and that behind it. You can say something all day, but if it's flat and there's no emotion,
if you don't believe it, it's not going
to come true. But that's why you have like predictions and speculations and theory. It's just a theory. It doesn't mean that the theory is real.
Right. And y'all, we have this conversation all the time. And I always reassure her, like, yo, if you needed to take 3 months, take it. Like again, I don't have a hold on you. If that's something we're master communicators. So I don't feel like, yo, in those 3 months, we're not going to talk to each other. I'm not going to know. That's not, you're my best friend. Like we're probably still going to be talking every day.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, stop creating dialogue and just
but I wasn't creating dialogue.
Forward.
We just asked.
Move forward with whatever it is you want to do. No, we've had this conversation before, and you've brought up, you wanted to be by yourself for 3 months multiple times, and it's just like, okay, like every time you bring it up, it's always an okay. It's always a support. It's never ever. I never ever make you feel no type of way about what you want to do. It's always support on my end. I'm very consistent in my character. And so, like, if you feel like that's the solution, like in your heart, because it's coming up again, you have the space and the freedom and the support and love to do that. Like, I know for a fact that you're still going to respect and honor yourself and me. You know what I mean? I know for facts that the communication is going to be where it is because of where it is now, you know? And I know that you're still going to, um, like, you're still going to be there. You know what I mean? Like, you may not be here physically, but you're going to still be with me mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you know what I mean? And all the other ways that we be together. And so, I mean, it's nothing but support and love, boo. Nothing but support and love. But what I want to encourage you and all, y'all out there too, if you're starting to feel the nudges to do something for yourself, no matter how big or small it is, please do it. Like, please do it. Even if it's like somebody asking you to go somewhere with them, if you don't want to go, don't go. Like, don't go, like start to give back to yourself in little ways. Like, start small. It don't have to be big. It don't have to be drastic. You can work your way up to, a 3 month, vacation or whatever you want to do for you. But in the meantime, while you're discovering what that is, ask yourself, you know, what do I want? What do I need in this moment for me? And when you get that nudge and the answer, because you will get it, follow through with that. And if you need support in it, just ask, like if you're having some dialogue or something comes up where it's trying to block you from it, talk it out, find somebody to talk to, like you already know we talk about everything. So let's just talk about it, you know? Um, but another thing you had brought up too, this is kind of like a sidebar, like um being able to identify the thing that you asked for. I think it's interesting that you literally made manifest a person in your life like me because you asked for it and now it's like it's here, and because of like the not giving to yourself, it's like, you know it's just like going over your head because you're not giving to yourself. Like, that's the thing, that's the core, belief.
Say
And
that one more time.
which part?
So like you said, because you said I'm not giving to myself. Are you saying I'm not? Are you saying like I
Well,
asked for you?
you may manifest a person in your life like me to share life with, to do life with. And
Okay.
now that I'm here, it's like you're not enjoying all of the benefits of the thing you manifested because the core root of the issue is like, yo, you need to give back to yourself right now. You need to pour back into you. I forgot where I was going because I was on a roll. I was gonna say something, but I forgot. But yeah, I don't remember what I was gonna say.
I thought you had stopped, but yeah, like I'm still trying to connect the dots with that,
Right. I
like
forgot what I was. It just
because
slipped
I'm
my
like
mind. But
because I'm like, okay, yeah, I did ask for you, or the energy of you, right? I asked for you, and then um but also in the same stance, you know, there was not I asked for you, but yet I still didn't create enough space.
right. There we go.
There still wasn't enough space that was created for me to, you know, experience a lot more of life and, do a lot of things, discover a lot of things, you know, um, just with self. I think what it is a long time ago, before I was in a relationship with her, but the relationship prior, I had made a vow to myself that I was going to be, by myself
Mm-hmm.
for at least a year, and it probably would have carried on had I felt needed to be needed.
Oh, you talking about a long time ago
Long
before you
time
even got
ago.
into that 15-year
Yeah.
relationship. Got
Yeah.
you.
Before I
Got
was
you.
even there, like I had
Got you.
already like stated to myself that I wanted to be alone because I already knew,
Mm,
I already knew it's like I'm ready to give back to myself. But again, that codependency thing was there. I made it
mm,
6 months, right? I made it 6 months and then found myself, reneging on my promise to myself. So
mm.
that could
Be playing
damn
out
well
too.
be, something that is playing out right now for sure.
Right,
But
right.
that's it. It's like no offense to,
None
to
taken.
Coney or,
None taken.
anything at all. It's just, sometimes you just be like, oh, you don't know until you know. You
Right.
start to
That's
you be like,
facts.
oh wow, like
That's facts.
this is more than likely a lot of the core underlining things, because man, like when I tell you, like giving out, like giving so much of myself to prove points or to prove myself worthy or doing so much song and dance in it, and still like the same reciprocation of results would happen, which is like non-appreciation of the things that I was actually doing for others. And I'm like, yo, shit, I could have did it for myself and I would have been satisfied like completely, but again, I always say like the
Yeah.
indoctrination and life and I would also say just how I was raised, the type of family environment that I was in also, it's like wanting to, get love and you're just doing
Right.
so much to like gain it and get it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why like uh if it was up to me, I would have did music, but I ended up doing sports because my mom did sports and then she loved to watch me play, but I was actually really good at it too. So that was a piece of me giving again back, giving all that, energy out to others. Like I was playing, performing for her naturally, not really performing for myself
Right.
either. But it was
Yeah.
just like, but just doing a lot of that stuff. And not still even in those instances, not doing what I want to do because you just don't want to hear it.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish I would have joined the band.
Yeah. So in this part now, like fast forward to like right now,
Yeah.
um, yeah, it's like, and how can you start giving back to yourself now? Like, how can we start to move forward toward with what you have now, not with, you know, all the other facts that's playing out, distractions and the
I'm
business and
still
all these
working on
things.
that. Still working on it.
You're still trying to figure out how to give back to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I told you today.
Why is
I'm
that
going to work
so?
on
Like,
it. Still trying to figure
what's
it out.
well, okay, so what's the resistance? Like, what's the
There's
hard
no resistance.
what's the hard part in figuring out what to do for yourself? Is it like the practical, like the actual thing to do, or is it, you know, what is it? Because I want to know.
I feel like maybe it's because you know, I am in an environment that is an inclusive environment that
Mm-hmm.
says or screams, we're a unit and we do things together as a family. That's contribution, that's sharing, responsibilities, that's all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like because of the structure of, our relationship and how it is,
Mm-hmm.
you know, me not carrying, part of my weight would get looked at as, well, you're, okay, well, why are you not doing this today? Or like, why is this not being done? Or da da da. Da. And it's just like, yo, I just really want
But
some
no,
time for
but that doesn't
myself.
happen though.
So
It doesn't happen. That's not something that happens. Like, again, we talk about everything. So if you needed a week off, and you've done this before, you've dipped out before because you've needed time by yourself, and it's been support. So even like now, if like,
oh no, excuse me, guys.
yeah,
Sorry
like
about
how,
that.
like what, you that's never happened. That dialogue doesn't take place because we talk about everything. So obviously I would know that you're taking time off for you. Like your schedule is closed off, for you're not taking clients, you're not taking no phone calls, you're not doing nothing. You doing you. You have that space, you get it whenever you want. Um so that can't be it. It's like what else is it? Because
Now, like, that's what I'm
you're
saying. Like,
never
I
looked
feel
at like that.
like
You're never given, you're not given that energy, ever, ever, especially if you need it, like, and you're verbalizing the fact that, like, you need time, like, you just are not you're not available for anything right now. That's
and
valid.
that's what I'm saying. So, not what I'm saying. Okay, yes. Yet when I am, in the environment of us, I can't help but to make sure that, you know, everything is not put just on you versus me being out of the environment
Hmm.
and it's just like you wake up, all you have is yourself.
Okay, so does that look like?
So if I'm waking up here, like when I wake up, it's like, okay, so I need to make sure this gets done. It's time restricted. It's not like I can just, stop what I'm doing and, continue my time again because I'm in the mode of servicing to others because I'm in the unit.
Yeah, well, I can reassure you right now, like, if you're verbalizing the fact that you're not available for whatever time frame that you said, I can't put a time on it, but I'm just using an example for a week. I'm not available this week for anything. I need space for me. I need time, and I'm just not available. All right, cool. That looks like you're not available. That's totally okay. Like,
But I don't think I could stomach the fact of you got to realize there's it's just a certain thing that goes on, and I'm not the only one that
oh, I'm
experiences
sure.
this,
I'm sure.
but it's because I cannot sit here and be like, I'm going to take out a week off and then just watch you do stuff, and continue to do it and not feel moved or led to be like, yo, like I need to help.
Yeah, I feel that.
I need to like contribute. Like I need to do something because I'm just here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yo, like I can't, I'm still eating, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm still,
You still in the
eating from the
midst.
plate. Like I'm still in the midst. Like I'm still eating, I'm dirtying up dishes,
Like
I'm
you're
still contributing
contributing
to
to
the
the good.
trash. I'm
Yeah, still
still contributing
contributing.
to, versus where I'm removed and I'm not contributing to any of that. Like
Right.
if you dirty your dish, you gotta clean your dish up.
Right.
Kimmy dirty her dish, she gotta clean her dish up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when I'm still in it with y'all, I'm still contributing to, you know, uh all the other stuff. Like I'm still doing
Right.
it.
Do you think that like quarterly staycations would work for you? Or maybe even monthly? I don't know. I'm just throwing
I
stuff. I'm
still
just throwing
don't
ideas out there. I
again,
don't really know.
I still do not know exactly what it looks like.
Okay.
Right? I don't know what that looks like at all.
Are you asking yourself?
Yeah, like I ask myself, questions on a daily. Like, what does it look like? How is it gonna be? Like, like I said, like we have dreams and aspirations. And like I think the coolest thing is just
Mhm.
one of those things is, just being able to endure ourselves, in different places, but having,
Mhm.
you know, places in those different places to be like, okay, yo, like I ain't gotta take luggage, nothing with me, because I already got stuff there at said
Mhm. Mhm.
destination. And it's like, yo, like I'm gonna go ahead, like I'm gonna dip out,
Yeah,
for a
we
bit.
did we did talk about that. I love
Right. You
and
know what I'm
I
saying? I'm gonna dip out for a bit
yeah.
and boom, plane ticket. I ain't gotta check nothing. Boom, I'm
We
out.
did talk about that. I think
You
that
know what I'm
that will
saying?
definitely happen.
And that's it. And then
I
like
love
boom,
that.
I get my time, you know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? And again at the end of the day, like I I also want that for you too.
Right. I was just about to ask you
I
that.
want that for you too. Yet
Right.
I also want the experience so that I can also feel what that is, know what that is. I need that.
Right.
It's basically again, I just throw out the term 3 months. I don't know what that is. I still don't know what it is. I'm just throwing it out there. But it's like
Mhm.
I feel that once that connection is made,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be all the time. It's not gonna be something that I wanna do all the time.
Right.
It's just being able to just have fun with Jay unsolicited. Like not like
Right.
nobody. I'm talking about nobody around. I don't want nobody around. We can FaceTime. We could do whatever we want to every night. Say, good
Mhm.
nights, our prayers, our honoring,
So
all that.
you
But
it's
all I'm
coming out.
saying
Right. It's
is
yeah.
like we had discussed certain things. We're not at that level yet to where we got staycations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're not at
We
that level.
working there.
You know what I'm saying? So like
Right.
so what would that look like? I don't know. Like campground, taking the tent, maybe, doing some shit
No,
like
we
that.
can
I don't know. But as far as that goes, like it has not made its way into the physical presence right
right.
now.
So with one of our ventures that we want to do in in different states and stuff like that,
Countries.
right? Different countries. Um we could support that vision on a smaller scale because intention is everything, you know? Even just like 1 or 2 days somewhere, Orlando, anywhere outside of this environment, I think would thrust us toward that bigger vision. Because you're right. I was gonna ask you earlier, like, how do you feel about me taking 3 months and me taking time for me? Because I also like enjoy that. I enjoy me time too. Are you open to reciprocating that same exact energy if it was for me?
I don't mind at all. Like, that's what I'm saying. I don't mind at all. I
Mhm.
just say, like, I think of in my head, it's like you've had the opportunity of
Mhm.
unsolicited time, like some years. You know what I'm saying? Of that. So I don't know how much of that you would need, but you
Not
can
3
still
months,
do it. You can
but
still do it. But for me, because I've never had it, I don't know what it looks like. So I'm formulating in my head in, what it could possibly be.
mhm.
And once I may not need 3 months. I may like, okay, yo, like 2 months of unsolicited time is enough. Like I at this point I'm tired of myself in a good way,
Shit, it may be 2 weeks.
in a
Let me
good
stop.
way. And then, right, I don't know what it is,
Now
but
you
I'm
missing me
just
in 2 weeks. Like,
so
no, you got 3 months, mama. See
right.
you in 3
So,
months.
and that's what I'm saying. So that's what expect.
Cause that's how I would be. I'm an asshole. Like,
Yeah,
no,
and that's fine.
stay your ass over there for 3 months.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, because you're missing me.
Right.
So, but yeah, so I don't know. I have not formulated what that is in my brain
Okay.
yet, but I know, like I said, we've talked about
Well,
it,
just know that you're
this, that,
supported
the
in it.
third, and I just know for, these creations to come out and for me to fully be able to, there might be, like I said, if it was 3 months, there might be a month I just sleep and be lethargic, and like I might get up,
Right.
cook me something or whatever. It's just not doing that. I want to experience what it's like to do shit.
Babe,
Shit
you
nothing.
deserve
To
that.
do shit.
You deserve
Like, so
everybody deserves that.
literally, like, I can wake up butt ass naked if I want to, walking around, I don't have to take a shower right when I get up in the morning. Like, I don't have to get up at fucking
Right.
5 o'clock in the morning. Like, I don't have to do those things. Like,
Yeah.
that's all I'm saying. Like, there might be some, I just don't want to do anything. And to me, that's perfectly fine. And if I wake up and I'm like, okay, I don't have to do anything. Okay, there's nothing that I need to take care of. No phones, no kids, no wife. Okay, I'm gonna lay down and go right back to sleep. Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Yeah.
have an alarm. I'm not catering to anybody, like the clients or anything. Not saying that I don't want to. I do, but
We get
how would
it.
it feel just to like just get up, or not even get up, or just lay in the bed
And not
and
have to
not
do
have to do
anything. It would
nothing?
feel
Oh my
fantastic.
god.
It would feel
Like, not to
fantastic.
worry, and I don't even worry, but I'll use this in this context, but just not have to like
Not have to be concerned.
concerned with
Any obligations,
any
anything.
obligations.
Yeah. I feel you, sis. I support you on that. Like, I really, really do. Real talk. You're not with no one who's insecure and who is, the things where they can't let somebody go. Like, we gonna make it happen. How about that? I'm gonna make it happen for you. I'm gonna make it happen for you. I'm gonna set the intention for you to have this experience.
Yeah, and
And
that's all you have to do. Like, the rest is up to me. At the end of the day, is up to me to create it, to be able to see what it is, and then I, for myself, need to put in that work on what that looks like.
right.
You ain't got to do that either. But if you're setting the intention perfect, the energy is just fine. But as far as
Hmm.
picking up anything, looking for nothing, you don't have to do that.
No, I'm not.
But, for me, it's like, okay, what does, like you said, what does that look like? The staycations or
Hmm.
what have you. So I have to think in my mind what that is, what it looks like, and then how to obtain it.
Yeah. You know what? That's so beautiful. Like, yeah. Matter of fact, just because I love you and you my bestie, I'm gonna gift you a week. I might can't do 3 months right now because Shorty got a couple things going on, but I can definitely happily, joyously gift you a week, a staycation somewhere. Not in St. Petersburg. Like, go to Orlando, go somewhere far. Like, go to Miami, go somewhere that's not here. Like, even if you want to get out of the state of Florida, like, take take a flight to maybe Arizona, you know what I mean? Or yeah, Arizona sounds good. Wherever.
It might, if anything, it's definitely going to be in the midst of like nature. So Florida's out of the picture just because they do not, it's flat as hell, but I do enjoy
Yeah.
like the water, the ocean, and things like that. But I'm talking about being surrounded by mother, like
Yeah.
waking up in a cabin type
Right.
situation
Yeah.
with like just trees and like you look
Exactly.
out and there's deer
Exactly.
in your backyard. There might be a bear or like you're just like, whoa, but it's more so just having like being able to see like the beauty of like mountains and just different things like that. Like that's like my
Well,
thought
like I already put
processes.
my 5 on it. Like that's why I'm want to support you. I'm going to make it happen. I got you for a week. Um, anywhere you want to go, staycation for yourself, just so that you don't have to do anything. Yes. Yeah, I got you.
That's so funny. But yeah, so long story short, that's the current thing,
Uh-huh.
that I have been moving through and just really like paying attention to like
Mhm.
what is happening. And I actually voiced it today without really knowing, but she asked me, okay, I'm like, I'm not okay. Like but I was trying to figure it out, but it's just like, I said it. It was just like, I'm being of service to everything but myself. And that's what it is. And it's what you need to do. I'm like, yo, I know, but I'm not sure what that is. But yeah, I actually,
Yeah.
actually came down to that, today. So from last week, go, 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 get shit done. Cause that's what I like to do. I like to get things done. I don't want my projects that I've got done, that I'm moving forward in right now. I'm doing that, for sure. But other than that, like, yeah, like I'm
Take yourself.
excited to see what this actually does. And like I feel like more I find like being able to find myself, like I said, like, yo, I found my old LinkedIn profile and I was like going through it and it wasn't old because I had found it, I guess, back in 2020 and started doing
Mhm.
updates.
Mhm.
And then like I was looking at shit, I was like, damn, like number one, I was impressed with the picture that I had up there. I was like, "Oh my god, it was so pretty." Like I was impressed with that, and it made me feel good. Made me be like, "Yeah, I've never looked at myself like that before." But I was
Right.
like, "Bitch, you cute."
Right.
And then, for real, I did it because guys, I'm just tell you, I
Oh
don't look at
man.
myself like that at all. But this, like,
Right.
I happened to just be, I got tickled, and then I started reading my bio and then like looking at like my track record of like different things I've did.
Impact.
I'm like, yo, volunteering and like literally sitting on a committee and
Wow.
like writing, assisting with writing proposals. I remember I had to do a presentation for that.
That's
It was
awesome.
crazy, like just grant writing. That's what it was. It was like grant writing. So it
Wow.
was like with the like I forgot Louisville Metro Community, something like it back in Kentucky. But yeah, I'm like, damn, like I did do that. And then Meals volunteering for Meals on Wheels. If y'all ever heard of
That's
that?
so
Did that
sweet.
too. But I did literally that just, was out.
You
But
forgot
I
all
did
about it.
because I've done stuff like I've lived many lives in just the span of time that
Mhm.
of being here. Like from, you know,
Right.
the time that, I was able to work, like I just had my hands in so many different things.
Yeah.
But I forgot about that. But that's besides the point. But yeah, look, yo, like that's a real thing that I was moving
Very,
through.
very real. Very
Just
real. It's important for, especially if you're in a relationship, like these type of conversations must be had. Like you have to have them. They require courage, they require emotional intelligence. But at the end of the day, we're all our own individual being. And so what she may need, for her well-being may not be what I need, but we should still be open and respectful of one another to support us on our own journey, even though we're in a container of love. And I think that is also love too. Like, you know what I mean? Love is not just being all up and under each other. Love is like being able to say, hey, yo, if you need 3 months to take time for yourself, go ahead. Take it. I support you in that. You know what I mean? Like I support you in that. You're not on no, on no trifling type of time. You know what I mean? That's not what it
too
is.
grown for that. I ain't got time for that.
That's not what it is. Um, yeah. So Yeah. So overcoming lack,
it's
right?
about
Let's talk about that a little bit. Overcoming the lack energy. I think what you did was profound, which was, making a concrete decision. It's like you're going to be in the dialogue, you're going to feel the resistance, you're going to be
It's so
back and
true.
forth. Just make a decision. Just make a decision and focus on the one thing, Don't focus on all the other things that make you feel like you don't have or that you're not enough. Focus on the one thing that you actually want to do, that you want to get completed, and just move forward as if it was already a go, like a green. Like somebody was like, all right, bet, you got it. Do it. I'm giving you the money to start, whatever. Just move forward as if the thing is already happening and make a decision. That's how you get out of that lack energy. And then when it comes to giving to yourself, just ask yourself, start to discover what it is, start to imagine and daydream. We get caught up in the dialogue of what we don't have and the restrictions and the distractions. Yeah, that's there, but give yourself a chance to just daydream on what it could be. You know what I mean? Like what could it look like? And just ask yourself. And when you get those nudges to do something, even if it's small, do the thing. I've been encouraging you for some time now, like take yourself out on a date. Like take yourself out to eat. Like without me, without Kimmy, like just take yourself, like do that. And you haven't done it. And I get it because it's the pattern. You're framing it real time. But that's an actual thing that you could do right now that will probably make you feel so good. You know? Like that's one of the things I did the most when I was by myself.
Right, because you could do it.
You could do it too.
Right. And I know that. Again, like I tell you, it's just something in
It's
the
it's the
it's
reframing. That's it.
it's in the mind of, you know, I have, my family at home, and again, it's just that
That's the old
I have my
paradigms.
family at home, and I do want to do this, but what do I look like, enjoying myself? And you could do that, yeah, because it's rolls right off your tongue, and it's like, yeah, I could do it because I was not in a relationship with him. Of course, it just naturally
I'm
just you're
reassuring
going
you now.
I know you are, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
But
I want you to just say okay. I just want you to say like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Even if you feel the resistance, even with the thoughts, those are old thoughts. Like just say, you know what? Fuck
I
it.
could do.
Yes, I'm gonna do it.
You're right. Like
Say fuck it. I'm gonna do
to
it.
take myself out. Like for some people, like that is like something that they could do. I don't know if that's what I would want to do for myself though. It
doesn't. You
looks
don't. But
something different.
You don't know that though, because you don't know what it is yet.
I mean,
You're
I've been
discovering
to
it.
places by myself. Trust and believe. I've eaten. Went to
Yeah, I
restaurants by
understand
myself,
that. But remember, like we're talking about,
in a
we're
relationship.
specific. You're in a relationship, but the most important thing for you right now is pouring back into you. Right?
I
like
can do okay, yeah,
taking
sure.
yourself out on the date, not because of anything else other than the fact that you need to give your energy back to yourself. Give appreciation, acknowledgement, gratitude. Like take yourself out. You're beautiful. Take your beautiful ass out on a date. Like take yourself out on a date. Get dressed up for
Yeah, we
yourself
need to get an
and take
outfit.
you out on a date. Do what you gotta do. Get the outfit. You know what I'm saying? Do what you gotta do, but just do it instead
Might
of just
be out here looking too good now when I go take myself out on a date.
bitch, don't play with me. I don't know what that. I don't even know where you was going with that.
I actually
was fine as hell.
I wasn't going anywhere. I'm just saying, I'm gonna be looking cute.
Yeah, you gonna be looking cute, and your ass gonna be at the restaurant, and your ass is gonna be coming your cute ass back home. Like, okay, yeah. I know what restaurant you're gonna be at. Like,
facts. You actually do. You
right?
would,
I know exactly where you're gonna be at.
Facts.
So, shorty, trust and believe.
Facts.
It's you go be cute all you want, and you gonna be cute on your way back home. Like.
I wasn't insinuating anything other than like I like to dress to the nines if I'm gonna go out. If I'm gonna go out and take myself out,
anyway.
you know what I'm saying? Like
you dress to the nines when you take me out,
right? It ain't no like
baby, take yourself out on a date. Take yourself
shit.
out on a date. Go buy yourself coffee. Yeah, these things are little. Yeah, it may not be the whole big elaborate, out in nature in the mountains things right now, which you feel like you need. But damn, like
I asking for it, so always it's possible.
So follow that intention up with like showing the universe that like you're serious and take yourself out. Do something for yourself.
Yeah, put it into action. I said that earlier.
You did. Yeah, enough with the back and forth with the dialogue of this and that and the third. Fuck all of that. Like, just like do it. Because at this point, like we all feel the same way you feel about you. Like, you need to give back to yourself.
Sit up for this one.
Real talk. You need to get back. Like earlier today, right? We had a beautiful, just beautiful clients all day. But our first client was actually one of our dear comrades. And you know, she was coming to see us both because that's how we met her. We both met her together, you know what I mean? And so Jay was like, "Nah, I'm gonna leave out real quick." And I'm like,
She quickly gave me the
what?
face like,
What?
what?
Like, cause it just was so
Like,
left field. It was like,
what?
what? Like, she's coming to see us. You already been knew about this, you know, this meeting like weeks ago. And then she was just like, I'm just not feeling it right now. And I'm like, okay. So then I backtracked and I was like, okay, well, go. You know, like don't feel like you got to be obligated to this meeting just because, you know, just because if you feel like you need to leave and you want to go, like go. It's all good. You know, she chose to stay.
Yeah, to push through.
To push through what though?
To push through the fact that I was leaving to feel like, like I needed to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But in contrast, it was like, well, nothing's really taking place right now. And there is shit to do. And you did know about this meeting a long time ago. So, like, why would you want to do that or dip out all because you feel like you need right in this instant to be away or what have you, because that is what I always do. So that's why I was like,
she's a runner, she's a track star. That was your theme song, bro, like for like 2 years straight.
Facts. Not lying. So I decided, even though you were saying I already knew for me what this meant. It was like, well, you always do that. So allow yourself an opportunity to feel how you're feeling, which is not terrible.
Right.
I'm still, feeling good, but it's just still this, I was like, no, like you're staying. There's nothing going on. And you did know about this meeting long ass time ago.
And it was on a calendar, I think, too.
It was on the calendar. It was on everything. We already knew about it. The only difference is you asked me if you wanted to go ahead and just take over the session. I was like, yes, please do that.
Yeah, because I seen it on your face. But if I didn't ask you, you wouldn't have said nothing. And I'm gonna call that out right now because it's coming to me now. It's like, yo, even in that instant, like that was an opportunity for you to give to yourself by expressing verbally, like, yo, I don't have the energy right now for the session. Do you mind taking it over? So moving forward, like, do that. Don't wait for me. Don't put it on me to read and then offer it. You know what I mean? For you to say yes. Like, if you feel it in your body, go ahead and just speak on it immediately. You know what I mean? Because if I hadn't asked you and you would have did that session, I would have been receiving the resonance of your attitude on yourself because that's not what you didn't really want to do that in that moment. And I'm not here for that. Like, I don't want to be in that position ever. Like, if you can help it, go ahead and help it. Like, yeah. Capiche? You remember that word?
I forgot what movie was. Is that from Home Alone?
I don't know, but I used to love that word. Capiche?
Capiche. I was in a lot of like 90s movies. That word.
Capiche? Yeah. Capiche. Okay.
Capiche then.
Capiche.
Yeah. That was true.
That was a great conversation, babe. I'm gonna say right now, I love you. You know what I mean? Like, you are my best friend. You are my best friend. Our relationship is it's truly amazing. I ain't gonna front. Like, I'm a ride it. I'll do anything for you. My relationship, I'm so mother effing happy and so satisfied.
And she wondering why I'm not.
Exactly. I'm like, well, bitch, do we got a misunderstanding? Because I'm on cloud 13 still. What cloud? Why are you? What ass cloud is you riding on right now, and how? Because
excuse me, y'all.
Because I am up here. I'm so happy. And it's like, yo, it's not just me either. Everybody loves us. Like, y'all know, you're the ones who know us and who be around us, y'all love us too. And that's why I be trying to tell, like, shorty, like, our relationship is damn near it's perfect. Like,
Yeah,
it's
we
awesome.
definitely have like an awesome relationship. I'm not gonna deny that. Like I've never had anything like this before, as where we can definitely talk openly. Of course, in the beginning, we you test the waters and stuff
You
because you
was
just
testing me
don't
so
know.
much. You was testing me to like
Yeah,
oblivion.
because you guys will on another episode, like I'll
Yeah, we'll
run
go
you
into that.
guys through, you know,
The test.
the tea and the reasoning behind it.
Yeah, it's good
Okay.
reasoning, justifiable.
And
But the last test was the last test. That's all I gotta say. Okay?
because I'm the one that told you that I was.
Yeah, once you told me, but I kind of felt it too. But I'm so consistent that it just didn't phase me. I'm like, you can test me all you
because
want.
I've had so many
Like, I'm a pass with flying
inconsistencies.
colors. I'm a pass with flying colors. You feel me? But the last test though, once you told me that you were testing me, and then the last test came, that like in my energy and my spirit, I was like, no, I'm not here for this. I'm not here to be tested. You're safe. Like, you're safe. I'm safe. And I have shown you more than enough times that I am who I say I am, and you got confirmation from my family, my day ones, so many other people. And so at that point, I was like, yeah, no, the testing is done.
Shoot, I'm telling
We
you,
can let
it's
it
good
go.
because like I'm telling you, being some entanglements sometimes,
I'm
and
telling
like
you.
people will just be like, one way you say this, say that, and then
You
they
had justifiable reasons.
another way behind the books, yo. You like, whoa, I didn't even know this
Yeah.
chapter was in here. How did I miss this chapter?
Right.
So yeah, come on,
Right.
man. Like
Right.
these
That's
are
another
just life
conversation.
lessons. It's definitely another
That's
conversation.
another podcast, y'all.
That's a whole 3 hours if you really want to know, but I can sum it up in about an hour and a half.
Right, which is
But,
where we are now. Perfect.
But yeah, so yeah, I appreciate the conversation. Like we actually real time, like, talked it out, and
As we always
I
do.
feel I feel pretty good again. So you're just gonna have to, I would say, give me a little bit of time to see exactly what that looks like. You gave me some great, excuse me, some great suggestions.
Yeah.
And I think that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow up on that week too. I'm just really gonna put my intentions into it because that time is not linear.
I've even thought about the house sitting thing.
Bro, that's a great idea. That's a win-win-win. It's a win-win-win. I vote yes for that.
I remember like looking that up, like house sitting. And then, because people be going on vacations and be wanting their house to be sat. They have dogs and animals. I'll take care of your animals. Your plants. All that good stuff. But
I think that's
house sitting is an opportunity to be able to do that.
Yes,
For sure.
I'm gonna say go ahead and do it. We're almost done. Okay, I promise. You got it. We're on live, so you gotta wait.
We're
a
almost
second.
done because the battery's running low anyway.
Yes,
and we gotta.
This happens when you got kids, y'all. It's just like at some point the
we got like
gotta
3%. So
okay, let's like y'all. Thank you for tuning in. This is such a great conversation. Gotta hurry up. Get one last added.
Facts. You can't three. Come on, 3%.
Nah, this was such an amazing conversation. All jokes aside, thank you for your vulnerability as always. And thank me too, because that's what we do.
Facts.
It's truly phenomenal. You guys, this month is March. We have our integrative talk therapy workshop, second Thursday of the month. Okay, tickets are only $11.11. This is an opportunity for you to come out and connect, network, and most importantly, talk. Okay,
please, yo,
where we
open
share
your
these
mouth.
experiences, we share the framework of how we are able to move through these processes with people. And it's just a dope ass intimate space with great energy and great conversation.
And you're safe.
You're safe. So the link is down below. Get your tickets. Okay.
Yeah.
There's limited seating because we like things to be intimate, and the conversations that we have are very courageous.
Absolutely.
So if you're looking for community,
Yeah.
if you're looking for community and you've been desiring to have these type of conversations with people, good people, we are inviting you, and you can tap in live in person or virtually. Okay. So
Absolutely.
we got
That's super dope. And also if you do not support us through what do you call it, therapeutic massage, we also have an opportunity for you to go to our online shop and buy our manifestation t-shirts, which is the days of the week, and this awesome, really cool thermos
cute.
that is amazing.
When I
it comes with our logo. It lets people know that you rock with us. So yeah, just please,
really good bottle too.
the link for that is in the description below as well. So as always, y'all, begin the day with love.
Fill the day with love.
End the day with love. Peace.